If you're running YouTube ads, there's a lot of levers that you can pull that will lower your advertising costs and increase your sales. Some of these bigger levers are improving your video ad, improving your offer, and improving your targeting. Now, these may all be givens to you. You may be like, well, duh, of course those will help improve it. But there's one strategy that you may not be aware of. So let's assume for this video's sake that you've got that right video, and you've got that offer, and you've got that audience. What's another lever that you can pull to improve performance? Well, it's knowing how the Google Ads auction works and which bid strategy to use for your specific case. In this video, I want to show you how you can lower your advertising costs and increase your leads and sales by knowing which bid strategy to use. So here's the situation. You want to advertise your video into a specific market, but you got to be aware there are other people who want to advertise to your audience. And it's an interesting question. How does Google prioritize and decide which ad to show to which person? Well, this whole Google thing is based off the Google ad auction, and this is how it works. So let's say that advertiser A says, I'm willing to spend $14 for a lead. And advertiser B says, oh, I'll spend 13. And advertiser C says, I'll spend 12. And advertiser D says, well, I'll spend 10. Right? These are 4 people in your market that are like, hey, I'll spend this amount of money for this specific lead. So then the next question is, who gets to win that auction? Who wins the bid? Now you would think that, you know what, whoever pays the most amount of money is going to have the ad shown. That is only half of the equation. The other half depends on the quality score. So let's break down the quality score and how it works, right? Who will win the bid for a Google ad auction? The first half of the equation is the bid. This is where you, as the advertiser, decide how much you're willing to pay for a specific action. This is where you, as the advertiser, decide which action you're willing to spend money on. There's a couple bid strategies at play here, right? You could say, I want to spend a certain amount of money per 1,000 impressions. This is a CPM bid strategy. You could say, I'm willing to spend $2 per click. You know, you're optimizing for clicks. You could say, I'm willing to spend a certain amount of money for a view. This is a cost per view bidding strategy. These have all kind of where Google started off with. There's a couple new bid strategies that's been a lot more popular that Google is prioritizing. Those bid strategies are max conversions. Basically you say, with my daily budget, get as many conversions as you can with this budget. The other one is called a target CPA bid strategy. And this is where you say, hey, I will spend $10 for a lead or $30 for a buyer, right? You basically decide what is that action that you want to spend money on. So the first thing you need to do is decide what is your preference. Do you want to get a lot of impressions? Do you want to get a lot of clicks? Do you want to get a lot of views? Do you want to get a lot of conversions, right? So decide that, and then you basically say, I'm willing to spend this amount of money for this action. So that's one half of the equation. The other half is the ad quality. Again, money's one thing, but making sure that these ads are engaging and that they're great, that's a huge priority for Google, right? They want to make sure that people enjoy the platform, that they're having a great experience, that there's no sketchy ads going on, which I know we've all seen. So they have this ad quality, and what this does, it's a quality score, and it measures how relevant and useful the ad and the website is. So things you need to be aware of when it comes to ad quality is, well, especially with YouTube ads, is what's your view rate? How many impressions turn into views? This is a great indicator if you have an engaging ad, like the first 10 seconds. It's also important to know like if you're targeting the right amount of people. The other factor that comes into play is the click-through rate. How many people are clicking through that ad, right? That's an indicator that says, hey, these people are engaged, they like what they have to say, and they're clicking on it. The other factor that goes with the quality score is the ad language. What are you saying and showing in your video ad, right? Google wants to make sure that what you are saying is relevant to what the person is seeing and that the language is safe and descriptive and it's accurate, right? They want to make YouTube a safe place for everybody and make sure that it's useful and helpful to everybody. So making sure that the ad language is accurate. There's nothing sketchy that's being said. I know they're really huge on the ads that promise a specific claim, like making a certain amount of money in a specific amount of time. That comes across as really spammy, and the advertisers that do make those big claims, they get penalized. They get penalized because they're saying, hey, people don't like your ads. This is not engaging. The language is sketchy, and you may need to revise that. So if you get ads disapproved, or you're paying a really high amount for your cost per impression or cost per click, it may be the language that you're using in the video. So be aware of that. And the third factor when it comes to the quality score is the landing page experience, right? Are people watching the ad, clicking on it, and continuing down that funnel? If so, those are good signals that Google says, hey, this is a relevant ad, you got a relevant offer. This seems like a great experience. If you don't, if you get a lot of clicks, but people bounce quickly after seeing the landing page, maybe you have a really engaging ad, but they hit the landing page and it looks sketchy or it's not relevant, right? That's a signal that something needs to change in your space. So the people that are willing to spend the money, but more importantly, the people that have a high quality score with an engaging, useful, and relevant ad are going to be rewarded. And the way that Google rewards that is they lower your advertising costs. And they make it so you don't have to spend as much money on ads because you have a better experience for the user. So they reward you with a lower advertising costs, and they allow you to win more auctions so your ads show up in more places. When you go back to the 4 different advertisers that are willing to spend different amounts of money, it's not always the one who spends the most wins the auction. It really is who has the best language of the video, which metrics are getting the highest view rate and the highest click-through rate, which one has a great landing page experience, because those are all important factors that Google will reward you with. So this is something to be mindful of when it comes to setting your bid strategy, is making sure that your ad is relevant and helpful, and that it's congruent with the landing page experience that people are going to after they see the ad. So that's how the whole auction and bidding strategy works. I do want to leave you with a couple of my favorite bid strategies. If it's a brand new campaign and you've got your video, you've got your audience, and you've got the offer, I highly recommend you start off with max conversions bidding. This will allow you to get as many conversions as possible within your daily budget. We've tried CPMs and cost per clicks and cost per views, like that bidding strategy. And what's nice is they do work well. Like, you do get a lot of impressions at a great cost or a lot of clicks. But in most cases, businesses need customers in order to continue to grow. Impressions are great, views are great, and clicks are great. But again, you need more than just that to grow a business. You really do need leads and sales. So start off with max conversion bidding. And then the key here is, once you've been running these ads for like 30 days and you've seen 30 conversions come through that campaign, that's a good indicator that you can then switch to a bid strategy called target CPA. And this allows you to get specific conversions at a specific price. So you could say, hey, I'm willing to spend $10 for a cost per lead. And you say, hey, Google, go find me everyone who's most likely to convert at $10. And this allows you to tap into Google's AI, leverage their signals, and be more efficient with your advertising dollars. But this only can happen once you have the pixel data feeding it, right? You don't want to start off with target CPA because you haven't established that rhythm, that the number of conversions coming through. You haven't proven the concept yet. You only want to switch to target CPA once you've got your first 30 conversions in 30 days. That's what we do internally. And once you hit that threshold, that's when a good indicator you can start scaling your ad spend. We've done this with a couple clients where we want to test the waters. They got a new offer, they got a new video. We'll go max conversions, 30 conversions in 30 days. And then we can start to broaden the targeting. We switch to a target CPA, and that allows us to find a lot of relevant people who can convert at a specific cost per lead or cost per buyer. And that's when the magic happens, right? That's when you can go from spending like a couple $100 a day to maybe $3,000 or $4,000 a day and maintain those results. So hopefully this is useful. I think going through, and once you really understand how the Google Ads auction works and how you can get a really good ad quality score, again, a huge value add there is your advertising costs lower and you win more auctions, so your ads show up in more places. And then again, if you're starting off, start off with max conversions bid strategy and switch to target CPA after 30 conversions. Thank you for watching. I'm curious though, what's been your experience? I know this is a super geeky technical video. I know some of you, this may land and resonate. I'm curious, what bid strategy do you prefer? What works for you? That's just something that we've found. Thank you for watching. If you're still watching, you may be interested in this next video that we have on deck. It's how to use Google Ads to promote your YouTube videos. I hope you enjoy it.